Hello friends, today we solve another problem of array, and that is majority element. In the question given an array, find the majority element in the array. If no majority exists, return -1. A majority element in an array is an element that appears strictly more than array dot size divided by 2 times in the array. So here you have given an array and you have to find a number that that exists in the array dot size by 2 times strictly greater than this array dot size divided by 2 times means any number that appear strictly greater than array dot size divided by 2. So you have to return that number if that number exists. If that number exists, you have to return that. If it not exists, you have to return -1. Like in this example here, three exist for 3 time. Okay, 3 exist for 3 time, 3 number, and here the size of array is 5. So 5 divided by 2, it give 2.5, but you have to take 2. Okay, so here 3 is 3 time and it is greater than 2. It is greater than 2, so you have to simply return 3 because it exists in array more than 2 time, and array dot size divided by 2 here is 2. Okay, so to solve this question we can simply use an unordered map to store the element and its frequency. Okay, so simply here I am taking an array, and here I am using an unordered map to store that element and its frequency. So simply you have to do that. Simply iterate the array and store the element with its frequency. So here the frequency of 3 is 1. So element and its frequency, and when you are at the index 1, here 1 element 1 with its frequency 1. So unordered map is used to store the element with its frequency, and when you come at index 2, here it again 3, so its frequency is now 2. Okay, so when you reach at the index 3, here the frequency of 3 is going to 3, and when you reach to the index 4, here the frequency of 2 is going to 1. Okay, so in this way you store the element and its frequency. And to find out whether an element uh, exists in your array whose frequency is greater than array size divided by 2, so you have to iterate the unordered map and find out that element whose frequency is greater than array size divided by 2. So you have to iterate this unordered map, and here the frequency of 3 is greater than 2, so you have to simply return this 3. This is number whose frequency is greater than array size divided by 2. Okay, so I hope you got the concept. Here only you have to use the unordered map and you have to iterate an array one time. So let's do the code. So simply you have to declare a variable which store the array size. Okay, array size, and we are using here unordered map to store the element with its frequency. Okay, here unordered map, and to iterate the array I'm using here for loop I less than n I plus plus, and simply you have to insert the element in unordered map with its frequency. So here I am using that array of I. Array of I here is 3. So in unordered map, 3 plus plus means initially 3 is 0 because no element is present, and when you do plus plus means it become 3 1 3 1. Okay, and when you reach 1 it become 1 1 in unordered map, and when you reach 3 it become 3 2. Okay, in unordered map, and when you reach here it become 3 3 in unordered map, and when you reach 2 it become 2 1 in unordered map. Okay, after that you have to iterate the uh, unordered map to find out an element whose frequency is greater than array size by 2. So to iterate the array, here I am using auto x map, and if x dot second is greater than n is what? Array size divided by 2. If x dot second is greater than n by 2, simply you have to return what? X dot first. Okay, yes, here array dot second, which is 3 and which is greater than 2. In that case you have to return x dot first, means this x dot first, and this is your x dot second. Okay, and if in your array there is no number which exists greater than array size by 2, in that case you have to return -1. Okay, in that case you have to return -1 as mentioned in the question. If no majority exists, return -1. So I am returning here -1. So let's compile and run. Yeah, it is working. Let's submit it. Yeah, it is working. So I hope you got the concept here. The single thing that you have to keep in mind is that unordered map store the element with its frequency. Okay, so I hope you got the code also. So thank you very much.